Alright, hey guys, Simon here. Welcome back to Minecraft Design School. So today we have some mob arenas from Victor. I've known Victor for some time, if that is his or her real name. I've known him since I've been playing on the Sapling Minecraft server. I'll read you what he sent me. Here's my world file. It's the mob arenas I built because I got nothing else to send in. I plan on including command blocks in and making the arenas functionable. My question is there anything I can do to improve it? What should I add or remove, and your overall thoughts on the stuff? Moo. Sss. Yeah, added questions to it. Goodbye. So that message is an excellent example of how not to send me questions. Like, he didn't explain anything. He just said, is it good? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Alright, so I said to him, you're gonna have to do more homework than that. Explain Mob Arena, the different classes and their playstyles, and what you think each class should do in each arena. I know you well enough to know that you're smarter than you let on. You need to communicate to people what you were thinking when you designed those arenas, right? So then, yeah, he did it. He sent back. Let's see, where's his message? He says, okay, so, well, let me scroll up a little bit. He says, well, for the big house, that one, I was thinking of making it look like it was invaded and taken over by mobs, as you can see from all the holes in the floor and the walls. Yes, so this thing is, a busted up house. And for classes, I made them what they are because okay, the grammar's a bit odd. To encourage other players to work together or something. Right. For example, a warrior can engage in combat and the medic can heal while you're fighting. All the classes in the other arenas are pretty much the same. Yeah, okay. Let's see, for the nether one, I wanted to make it seem like a ruined town, so that's the nether one. A ruined town in the nether, okay, I see. That is built on a series of islands in the middle of a lava lake. Yep, I can see that. The classes are similar to the first arena. The fire thing is like a tank. A fight person is a warrior. Archer is an archer. Priest is a healer. Spider-Man is random. And the penis crafter has a knockback sword that is used to knock the mobs into the lava, obviously. I don't know why I called it a penis crafter. My goal with the arena with the beacon... With the beacon? That's the beacon, okay. Is to create a defense game or something like that. The mobs will spawn on the other side of the river, and the objective is to kill them before they reach the beacon. See, that's interesting. Why are there so many pigs here? Oh, he must have spawned a lot of pigs. And finally, the arena with the tower is like a camp that was set up that was used for survival and defense. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope it explains everything. See, so, I mean, he's smart enough to have thought about these things. But then in his original message, he just kind of sends it in and doesn't actually explain everything. He still hasn't explained Mob Arena. Let me find the sign. So if you... It's a Bucket plugin, so if you have a multiplayer server and you're running Bucket, it's basically Mob Arena. And what it does is, it's like a... how would you call it? I mean, you get spawned in an arena, so normally you'd have a wall outside here, probably like a huge glass box. So you can choose different classes, they'll give you a set inventory. And then you'll come into here and then mobs will spawn randomly. And then basically you fight the mobs for rewards. And yeah, that's basically it. So then you can design the mob arenas and you can determine for yourself what the classes are and what equipment you get. So it's basically like a monster arena, and then you have to fight enemies. And you get kind of stronger and stronger enemies until you're eventually overwhelmed. So the point of this then is to create maps that are interesting to fight in. And Victor, I don't think he's actually explained as much as he could have. Like, he's actually thought about these fairly well. So he's got a house here. So this map, the scenario here, I guess is the house has been invaded by enemies and you have to fight them off, right? So there's a garden out here and then there's a house down here. So if you consider the different possible classes that you can have in Minecraft, so maybe you have a fighter with a sword, maybe you have an archer with a bow, maybe you have some guy with potions and things like that. And so you have, in this map you have different areas or different types of arenas to fight in. You have, this, spider webs are kind of annoying. So you have this area which is, fairly closed in with a lot of different spaces, and so this is for close combat mostly, and you can kind of avoid enemies. Well, enemies can jump, so this is not actually very good cover. Like if you're trying to avoid enemies in here, it's quite easy to get caught in the spider webs. I don't think this house is actually very good for combat. I mean, and not in terms of game design, but in terms of, if you were someone trying to fight off enemies, would you choose to do it in here? Actually, there's an upstairs. How do you get upstairs? Here? No, you can't get upstairs there. Where do you get upstairs? Hold on, let me try to find this. If you can't actually get upstairs, then why is there an upstairs? Can you guys see anything? I can't see how to get up there without flying. Maybe you're not supposed to. I mean, one thing you can try to do is to get your friend to hit you up somewhere. Like punch you up onto the upper level or something. Like if you're jumping and you get punched, then you can avoid all the mobs on the ground. I don't think you can get upstairs. Huh. That's odd. Let me just check around the back here. No, oh wait, there's a ladder here. But how would you get on the ladder? You can't really, can you? There's a ladder here. Again, you can't get up any higher. Okay, that's strange. You can't get up anyway. So you have a really kind of messy place inside, kind of difficult to avoid enemies. Maybe you can kind of run around here to avoid enemies, but again, these are all stairs and one block high, so the enemies can jump over them. And with the new AI, they're quite smart in doing that. There's this. There's probably a safer way to fight, but then you get surrounded from all sides. Like people can spawn behind you when you're fighting things in here. Like you have these things for cover from skeletons and all that. I don't know about this map. It's kind of difficult to fight in, it seems like. Alright, so which was the next map? So the lava map is obviously a lot of lava, and I guess you have plenty of opportunity to punch enemies into the lava. Slow sand is dangerous. I mean, what did you do if you were... Is he doing this on purpose? Like he's putting things in places where you can't really get to. Like there's a tower there, you can't get up there. I guess there's... Wait a minute, I'm flying. You can jump across to there. And if you do, you're mostly safe. Look at this. You can kind of just hide in here and camp out. I don't know if enemies can spawn there and there, but if you've got a bow and a skeleton does spawn, you can kind of just punch them into the lava from here, and you're pretty much safe. Because enemies can't sprint jump, so they can't actually get to you if you are here. Can you get further up? Not really. But you can be here and be pretty much safe from most things. There's a bridge. Again, enemies can't get to you from this side. Although that's, you can't knock enemies into the lava from here. If you kind of punch them that way, they just go back that way. Where else can we go? Again, there's another thing here where the enemies can't really get to. I don't know if they're smart enough to jump across that. But you can get all the way out to here, and the enemies don't even see you. No, I think this map actually, like, it will mess up the AI. Like, it gives the player too much advantage. Like, the lava makes it easy to knock enemies into the lava, to kill them that way, and you can find a place where you can just hide from the enemy and sit around forever. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Oops. It's interesting. It looks really good. But tactically, I think this allows players to cheat too much. You can kind of jump up here. I don't know how you can get up to there. What is this? Okay, dead end. I mean, if you come down here, you're pretty much dead. Imagine if there's like 3 or 4 creepers up there, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's not difficult to fix. Imagine if you just, remove those flat areas so that, there's still the obsidian tower thing, but you can't actually jump onto here. Yeah, if I was playing this map, I'd just sit here all day and do nothing, right? Alright, so what's the next one? The one with the bridge and the river? See, this is interesting. If you can force the enemies to spawn on this side of the river. And he's definitely made it some sort of defense map. So although there's still a lot of ways to get over here. So you kind of need, if you're playing, because in Mob Arena you can play from between, I don't know what's the maximum players. You can play by yourself, but then you can also play with a number of other people as well. But if you're playing by yourself, then this defense thing is useless, because look, there's 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, maybe it's not, because the enemies are not smart enough. 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 7 different ways to get across the river. But the enemy is actually not smart enough to find another way through. Basically, you just kind of stack up on these choke points. Oops, my bad. You just stack up on these choke points and try to knock the enemies back. The water helps because they're slower when they're in the water. But other than that, there's no defense back here. Like if the enemies get across, then you're just fighting them normally. Maybe a higher up area for archers. So maybe like a fort here. Maybe having like 2 lines of defense. Because effectively there's only 1 line of defense here. I mean, you wouldn't be fighting from the water, right? You'd be fighting there on the edge of the other, on the other edge of the water. But once they get past, there's nothing else here. Maybe if you're having a defense map, you can have another structure back here, so that maybe there are 2 or 3 lines of defense, so that if you're getting overwhelmed, you can kind of pull back, and then maybe the ones further back, there's less openings, so it's easier to defend. So if some of your friends die, so if you start off with like 6 people and then 2 of them die, and you then fall back, and the next wall only has 4 openings, for example. So then you can play a bit longer, and it'll be more interesting. And then eventually you have just a little fort where you can hold out by yourself for a little while before you're overwhelmed. I think that might be more interesting. I mean, the idea of having this defense thing, where all the enemies come from one side, I like that. That's a fun thing. You see that sort of thing in other games, like in tower defense games, in Dota type games, Defense of the Ancients, if you guys play that, or League of Legends or whatever it is. It's a different sort of map. They have paths, right? They usually have 3 paths and a whole bunch of mobs. So maybe those things are good things to look at if you want to consider these types of things. Alright, so the last one, I think this is one of his earlier designs. I don't know how the lava would help. What does he say here? Epic random volcano. It is epic random. I don't know if this would actually help you. I mean, if you're like back here, no, if you get shot in the face, you'd fall in. Oh, hi pig. Interesting that you should come here. Yeah, so this is not safe, because if a skeleton hits you with an arrow, you'd fall back into the lava. See, lava's fun because it's an environmental thing that you can use to, to fight mobs like that. It's very effective. So there's an open area here, not very safe. There's a bit of a tower here. The problem with fences, I think fences are actually too good at blocking arrows. Let me just try this. So if I shoot over this, can I shoot over this? I can. But look, if I try to do that, the arrows are stuck on the fence. So I can't actually hit things that are right underneath me. And you know how the Minecraft AI is. The enemies will, if they can't find their way up, they'll just kind of mill about underneath you. Can I shoot straight down? Oh, I can. Oh, that's good. So the fence gets in the way a little bit, but you can shoot straight down. That's good. But they'll probably just walk up anyway, so. Alright, so what else do we have? We have water, and we have a bit of an island. Don't know how useful this is. Interesting though. You can get all the way up here. Oops. Again, you'd be pretty safe from most enemies, because you have to go that way and then jump across, and I don't think the AI is smart enough to do that. I think they just kind of climb up here and mill about underneath here, so you can kind of just punch them in the head while you're up here. But then you're completely open to skeletons, so that's probably not a good idea. There's this. Probably too tight for it to be useful. I don't know. I'm not sure how the AI would interact with this, and it's completely opaque too. So if there's enemies on the other side, you can't see them until they run around the corner and ambush you. So it's quite dangerous here, I think. Again, you can climb up, but you're open to skeletons once again. Although here you might be better off, because if a skeleton is there, you can always fall back and take cover. And if the skeleton's there, then you come back the other side. If you're surrounded, then you're screwed. And then there's a tower here. The tower probably is for archers. This might be overpowered on this particular place, because there's a ladder here. Wait a minute, can you get up? Oh, you can get up. So you can kind of just sit here. Skeletons can't really shoot you, and you can kind of just punch enemies as they try to climb up. This might be the easiest place to just camp out. Can I jump up there? Okay, apparently not from there. Can I jump up to that ladder from somewhere? I feel like I should be able to do that jump. Maybe like from here? You can probably get a friend to punch you up. So as you're jumping, have them punch you from behind, and then you'll fly forward a little bit. And once you do that, and you're up here, then you can basically camp out for the rest of the game and do nothing, and can be completely safe. Yeah, so some interesting maps, but I feel like a lot of them have areas where you end up allowing the player to cheat. That they can just find a way up to the top of some secret areas, and then they don't have to actually fight anything anymore. I don't think Victor has actually tested these things. I mean, the way you do it, of course, with any sort of actual gameplay maps, is you set it up and then let people play it, and then watch them play it and see what they do. And then you get feedback and you ask them, what they like, what they don't like, what's wrong with it. And then you use that feedback to get, to improve your designs, because, just looking at it, you can kind of think of a few things to change, but you know, you really need to test. Like, you really need to find people to play it, to test it, to play test the thing, to really be sure that you have designed them properly. Alright, so I don't know what else to say. I mean, I just went through and said what I think would happen when these things are actually used. Pigs are kind of slow, aren't they? Alright, are we picking up speed? I think we are. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Mob Arena, I don't think Victor actually has a server with Mob Arena. You need Bucket, as I said. But apparently once you have Bucket, it's quite easy to just set up the plugin. Alright, I guess I'll end that there. I mean, do we learn anything this lesson? Maybe. Just kind of walking around the map and trying to think about, you know, how the gameplay would work in these maps. Yeah, I don't think this is, I mean, this is not the right way to do it. What you need to do is actually test the game map in a real situation. Like in a real gaming situation. You don't... Yeah. So this is not actually the right way to do it. Like, if you want to ask me, you know, how can I make this map better? The answer... Wait. Does it not work in water? Oh, the pigs are following me too, that's funny. Apparently riding pigs doesn't work in water. Alright, come with me. Yeah, what you really should be doing is finding people to play it and test it. So this is not the right way to do it. But we can't actually do that at the moment. We can't. I don't have a server set up to be able to do that. So, alright, I guess I'll end the video here. Maybe it's kind of useful if you're thinking about designing a parkour map or any sort of adventure map. You know, you really want to think about it from the perspective of the person playing it for the first time. Alright, I'll see you guys. This is SCKChui's Minecraft Design School. You send me your questions and your save file or your server IP address, and I will give you architecture design advice and feedback. See the video description for more details. Seriously, you should read the description before you send me anything. Thank you.